Hi, my name is Hermie Smith, and I'm a disciple-making movements coach with City Team here in sunny San Jose. And I'm here with a friend of mine, Kandy Ferrer. Grant, glad to be here with you today.
Glad to be with you too.
Tell us a little bit. You're a little bit about yourself. You're a missionary in Spain, and a little bit of your history, and then what brought you to the Bay Area.
Well, yeah, I'm a missionary in Spain. Been there for the last 3 years, but have been there in the past as well. And I'm on a short furlough this summer. It's been here since about July, and spending it with our church and my family here in the Bay Area.
Fantastic. Can you tell us just real briefly, how did you get on this disciple-making movements, this multiplicative disciple-making? How did that journey started for you, and maybe tell us a little bit about where you are right now?
Yeah, we just looking through Amazon and look at some of the books on discipling and church planning and things like that, and I came across Contagious Disciple Making by David Watson and bought it. This was about a year and a few months ago while I was in Spain. And I started reading it and trying to put it into practice, especially the discovery group.
Okay.
And that's how it started. And as a result of that, we were able to get 2 groups going. And my wife and I started to increase our time in prayer as well. That talked about prayer walking and looking for persons of peace. So we started asking God to give us persons of peace and prayer walking. And the more I thought of it and what I read, I realized, wow, this is really good. This really lines up with all the years of experience I have, that this fits what we have learned by experience as well.
Now, both you and your wife have been very successful missionaries, have planted, I've seen literally hundreds of churches planted in Honduras.
Well, I wouldn't say we have seen hundreds of churches, but we've worked with teams that have started.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, hundreds. So we've just been part of that process. But
so someone that's been successful, what was missing? So what, if I may ask?
Yeah. Well, I think the churches in Honduras where we worked in Central America for 22 years, they had a good foundation, and they were in the hands of the nationals. And I think that was one of the secrets. And
Absolutely.
So we would disciple the nationals to continue outreach, how to make disciples, how to do follow-up. But they already pretty much had the correct DNA just to keep going.
Yeah.
So in the time we were there, there was like another 125 churches started. But it was started through the nationals. It wasn't my wife and I.
Right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But we saw that. So then when we saw this, the disciple-making movement strategy and the idea of putting the work into the hands even of new believers, we knew that was correct. We most of the work that's done in Honduras is done by very young believers. They start a church, and 6 months later, they're already starting another church. So we had seen that firsthand. So it just fit the model.
Fantastic. What are some of you talked earlier about just, the stage in life and what you'd like. You say, I got another, 15 years, 10, 15
Lord
years?
willing, we have another 15 years, 10 to 15 years of strength to keep in the race and seeking to make disciples. And
so what is that? What is your role? What is the things that you're going to do, that you're going to focus on?
Yeah, I believe it's 2 things. My wife and I will be involved in seeking to start praying and finding persons of peace, starting discovery groups with them, and helping them start reaching out into their friends and their network of friends as well, helping them come to know the Lord as we go through the scriptures, through the discovery process. But at the same time, we want to be training others so that they can reach out into their social network. So we really want to, as the Bible says, equip the saints for the work of the ministry.
Right.
And especially young believers. We think that the future is training very new believers, since they have so many contacts, to start reaching out into their family and friends.
You're heading back to Madrid, and if people would like, maybe they know people there or so forth, how can they get in touch with you?
I can give my email address.
Cool.
Just Grant Ferrer, Ferrer, at
It's
gmail.com.
right there.
Yeah. So grant.ferrer@gmail.com. And if you're interested, if you're in Europe or in Spain, you'd like to know more, I'd be happy to share with you what I'm learning from others. Hermie's one of my coaches, and just passing along what we're receiving from others.
And if people like to support you and your family in the work, maybe financially and with prayer, is there a mechanism to do that, or can they just email you and just?
Yeah, you can
express
email
that
us. What we really would like is prayer backing. I mean, the Lord's taking care of us. So our main need is for people to pray. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, that would be amazing, and we could communicate and give current prayer requests.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.